A WrestleMania surprise leaked. Details on The Rock and Triple H's backstage relationship. My review of AEW Dynamite. And buy my new t-shirt from the link below. Pipe bomb greater than math. Don't buy Luke's stupid t-shirt. Math greater than pipe bomb. That's a stupid t-shirt. I'm Oli Davis, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
It's 2 more sleeps till Christmas WrestleMania. WrestleMania 40 Night 1 is in 2 days. The card is set. The match order is reportedly finished. And there's some interesting travel arrangements being made for free agents. WWE's interest in the former New Japan Strong Women's Champion Julia has been reported on for almost a year. And with her Stardom contract now up, we could have a clue for her next move. Because according to Tokyo Sports, Julia was spotted boarding a plane to the United States, where an appearance in Philadelphia, where WrestleMania 40 is taking place, is said to be a high possibility. Adding to this, Stardom's founder, Rossy Ogawa, who was fired 2 months ago, has also been pictured in the US, posting a photo of himself and WWE star Piper Niven, who used to wrestle for him in Stardom. Julia is known to be close with Ogawa, with her WWE move reportedly being delayed so Julia could help Rossy start up his own promotion. For more context, Julia also recently appeared in Pro Wrestling Noah to set up a match at their May 4th pay-per-view, Wrestle Magic. Julia shown in the crowd at WrestleMania or Stand and Deliver for her to actually debut several months later. Confirmed. One appearance that absolutely will be there for WrestleMania, however, is Rock the Dwayne Johnson, who will compete in the ring for the first time since his previous famous Mania feud. Beating Eric Rowan in 6 seconds. For the tag match, because, remember, he's not actually the one fighting Cody in a singles bout, I keep forgetting that. Rock has been portraying his new, violent, final boss character, which has taken inspiration from his real-life position on TKO's board. It's like saying, oh yeah, Triple H is your WWE boss, but I am the more boss. The Rock and Triple H have a decades-long rivalry. Please watch my Feud Forever documentary on their crazily mirrored careers in the video description below, and it was speculated another power struggle was taking place between them behind the scenes. PW Insider even reported that The Rock's own personal creative writer Brian Gewitz was being considered as a plan B for WWE's creative as a whole in the future. According to WWE President Nick Khan, though, it's all good. Speaking on The Town with Matthew Baloney, Khan revealed Rock is in constant discussions with Triple H regarding his creative, with his recent work as a heel exciting him, and he reiterated that Paul Levesque is in charge of all creative, and he's owed a lot of the credit for the rating success that we've had recently. Speaking of The Rock, his final boss character is so great, it's even made AEW's MJF break his social media silence, following The Rock offering to buy a painting of his Cody beatdown, which was made by MJF's ex, Naomi Rosenbluth, prompting Max to reply, "First, you steal my glorious idea to lash Cody. Now you try to cop art from my ex. I'm a fan, but please leave me be, Dewey." MJF to WrestleMania confirmed, but a far bigger confirmation is the latest competitor being added to PFK's 40 Years of WrestleMania tournament, live stream tomorrow.
Coming to you live on the eve of WrestleMania, the biggest wrestling video game sensation of the year is presented by WWE 2K24. It's 40 Years of WrestleMania, the tournament. The action is in the virtual ring and the excitement is in your homes as the stars of Parts Unknown battle it out in this round-robin tournament of champions. Pete Quinnell is prepared for the fight of his life as he joins Holly, Luke, and Ollie as the tournament's 4th confirmed competitor. Do whatever you must to ensure that you are watching at 3 p.m. British time on April 5th for 40 Years of WrestleMania, the tournament presented by WWE 2K24, only on Parts Unknown.
It's Thursday, you know what that means. My positive review of the super positive, awesome, everywhere wrestling Dynamite. In about 5 minutes. Adam Copeland's faulty microphone literally giving him negative feedback should have been an ironic warning not to cut a promo on receiving negative feedback. He opened the show with a 6-minute in-ring promo saying that there's a lot of negativity out there in the wrestling world right now. God, CM Punk interview, God. but we should all be appreciative of the amazing wrestling time we're living through. He's not knocking anywhere else, but AEW is the most fun company, has the best wrestlers like Will Ospreay, which, to be fair to Edge's mispronunciation, is the sound Ospreay makes when he runs the ropes really fast. Ospreay! Ospreay! And is where he wants to end his career, because AEW is where the big boys come to play. AEW is where the best wrestle. A very nice sentiment I agree with, but there was no storyline reasoning behind this segment. It seemed purely reactive to CM Punk's Ariel Helwani interview from earlier in the week, and for that reason I found it rather cringe. Even if your intentions are genuine, which I'm pretty sure they are, it's hard for this message to not seem like damage control. Basing the opening of your canon TV show around an interview that wasn't even on any of your competitors' channels makes you feel small fry. All of this could have just been a line in someone else's promo, but devoting the first segment with one of your top stars, an ex-WWE star for that, clearly stamps a number 2 perception on this product. And ultimately, who is this segment going to win over? Are all the AEW critics or WWE stans suddenly going to go, when you put it like that, Will Ospreay is a pretty good wrestler. I will stop saying so many nasty things. I found it self-indulgent, reactive, and mostly a waste of TV time that should have been spent continuing the great storyline momentum you've been building this year. Edge then introduced Ospreay for the show's opening match against Will Hobbs, a guest presentation from Don Callis Championship Wrestling, where the best of the best wrestle. While it was the least best Ospreay match of his run so far, it was still a great story of power versus speed. Will won with a hidden blade, meaning he's beaten every one of his Callis family faction mates. I don't quite know where they go with that tension, which saw Hobbs shout at Will in the post-match, but I'm interested. That's the longer-term story, though. Right now, we have the dream match build for Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson, where they passed each other on the entrance ramp. After both men beat the same opponent in Shibata last week, they both took on similar types of opponent this week. Ospreay overcoming Hobbs in the opener, and Danielson beating Lance Archer here. Archer spent most of the time on top, even using an actual person as a weapon at one point, but a terrific finishing sequence saw Danielson hit one knee, 3 kicks to the head, and a second knee to win. Unfortunately, the next 20 minutes was AEW's mid-card at its worst. Even Chris Jericho's on-screen graphics get booed these days. He was interviewed on stage by Renee Paquette. Hook joined them and said while he doesn't trust Jericho, he'll team with him to rise his own stock. They'll have a match against Shane Taylor Promotions on Collision. This storyline's quality and its pace is sapping all the great work they did with Hook at the start of this year. And the following Jay White versus Billy Gunn match undid a lot of the excitement I felt for White following his re-heel turn against Darby. Billy did awesomely appear right behind Jay in the best entrance in wrestling to start the brawl, but then White never got any offense in. Instead, it was 10 minutes of Billy Gunn beating White in the ring and around the crowd, where he had it won, hitting 2 Fameasses, went to get a chair, but the gun stopped him, and Jay hit the low blow right in front of the referee, meaning Billy still won via DQ. The Acclaimed then ran down, beat all of Bullet Club Gold up, and then stood tall. What are they doing with Jay White? He was fighting for the World Championship 6 months ago. I hated this. Thankfully, the show returned to a very high quality after that. Willow Nightingale cut a mother-fluffingly lovely promo about fighting for the TBS Championship at Dynasty. She is AEW's NXT Bayley. And you've got a Sasha Banks right there! Speaking of, Mercedes Moné interrupted to say she'll fight whoever wins at Dynasty at Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, which is 7.5 weeks away, or 2.5 months since Mercedes debuted. This is another storyline that is moving painfully slow, but at least it's making the women's division and Willow more of a focus. The match of the night came next with Matthew and Nicholas Jackson beating the Best Friends in the Tag Team Title Tournament semi-finals using all the heel tactics. Super kicking Chucky on the outside, exposing the top turnbuckle, grabbing the tights for the winning pin, nearly super kicking Trent's mum Sue in a spot that took an already hot crowd nuclear for the closing minutes. Heel Bucks are the best Bucks. They'll advance, presumably to fight FTR for the vacant belt at Dynasty. But the other story was, could Trent win the big one? Big one shout out to German Dan. Well, as I already recapped in the match, no, he can't. So after months and months of building frustration, when the Best Friends were going to do their post-match Best Friends hug, Trent expertly turned it into a running knee on Orange Cassidy, somehow shocking but totally expected. Thunder Rosa beat Mariah May, meaning she's the #1 contender to Toni Storm, who, as usual, was the best thing about the match on commentary, which included this line. Mariah May reminds me of a young Toni Storm. Thunder Rosa is just an older Thunder Rosa. And the main event saw Senor Joe and Swerve Strickland's contract signing for the World Championship match at Dynasty. This was excellent, with both men getting over their characters, the conflict between them, and making a really compelling case that either guy could win. Joe, because he's a mean mother fluffer, and Swerve, because he's a sick fluff. Joe broke it down in rapper terms for Swerve to understand, my dizzle. He's going to beat him so hard, it's going to leave him mentally scarred. Like he left a P. Diddy party too late. And Strickland, covered in blood from Joe's chain attack, said he loves this and signed the contract in his own blood. For Joe to somehow appear extremely pissed off and very scared at the same time. A great angle that could spell disaster for Samoa Joe at Dynasty. This week's Dynamite is 66 2/3%. No, damn it, no! No! It's 73%. Show your true support. Buy a pipe bomb greater than math t-shirt from the link below. Not this stupid maths greater than pipe bomb promo. What a ridiculous statement. And watch my video detailing The Rock and Triple H's real life rivalry by clicking the video on the left.